My name is Johanna and this is Quarantine Diaries. Before I say anything else, let me point out that it is quarantine day 13 in isolation. I prefer spending my time alone. I am a master of avoiding human contacts and human communication. But the difference is that the reason why I require usually so much time alone is just to balance out my daily life. Because of my work, I need to be surrounded by people on a daily basis. And it's just not like 2 or 3 people, it's usually hundreds and hundreds of people. On a film set it's slightly less, but in this current production I'm working in, we have 100 people alone in the production cast. And on top of that, there's obviously the choreographers, the assistant choreographers, like the whole crew and team. I am surrounded by a lot of different energies, a lot of people from different countries. I hear multiple languages, being surrounded by people and noise all the time. And those rehearsals are happening in London, which means that from the moment I wake up, there isn't any silence. Even during the night, I can hear slightly the traffic there. I can hear my, I wouldn't say flatmate, but she's more of a friend who has offered me a place to sleep during my rehearsals. It's a studio apartment and we actually sleep in the same bed. You know, there is this all the time someone's energy, so there isn't a time that I'm actually alone. So I'm all the time surrounded by noise, surrounded by traffic, surrounded by people, surrounded by something to do. So I have been in quarantine nearly 2 weeks now. I hear a lot of people struggling with their quarantine, but a lot of people, quarantine has meant that they're just gonna stay home, which is often their families, or boyfriends or girlfriends, or whatever, like flatmates. For me, this quarantine has been very different. I am currently without a family, without friends, without my boyfriend, without anyone, without even neighbors. I am in our cabin. This is our winter cabin and we come here usually for winter holidays, to ski and, you know, to get out of that countryside that's also in the middle of nowhere. But the difference is that when you live in a countryside, there's all the time something to do or someone to take care of. So this is like a proper holiday from that. I'm here alone, which I've never actually done before. The only sounds that I actually hear is just the wind. I hear birds, and because it's so cold outside most of the time and it's very warm inside, the wood is like expanding and it creates these weird noises. Today was the first time I actually heard an airplane. And it wasn't a passenger airplane, it was one of these military airplanes. I need to fix this in edit. I don't remember the word of English. Russia is right there. So maybe they're practicing. That was my first thought, and then I messaged to my family chat where my mum and my sisters are. They just pointed out that maybe you've been there for too long alone. I don't know whether it's because I'm an actor and I have my mind and my brain is all the time alert and having these wild stories, like my imagination is incredibly wild. And I think it has been even more in this alert state when I've been here alone and there isn't any noise or sound around. So as soon as there's one sound, I'm like, ugh. Maybe it's because I'm A, paranoid, or B, because I used to work as a duty manager in a couple of theatres. A couple of first things you do when you enter the theatre is you ask yourself, how can I get out in case of emergency? So you need to walk through the emergency exits and just make sure that you know everything around.
I feel like I'm still learning to use this properly. But it's so much easier to hold than a mobile phone, I must say that. She says that and shakes the camera more than her mobile phone. But oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is so much fun. Okay, I suppose the app is for that. Must have looked like a snowball was coming down the hill. Gosh, it's exhausting to be a child. Oh, look at that. That's what I would want to do. We used to have a snowmobile. How the fuck do I get out of here? Because the snow doesn't carry anymore. It is quarantine day 15. My final mandatory quarantine day was yesterday, which means that I am actually able to go home finally. Today, actually, just in 1 hour's time or so, my parents are coming here. They are driving here with 2 cars, so I can take one of them tomorrow or the day after tomorrow and actually drive home. So we are technically like swapping places. This is probably going to be another 2 weeks, but I'm really looking forward to see my dog. My sister's gonna take care of him today and tomorrow. It's gonna be just weird having to adjust to another kind of lifestyle again. Like, of course I still will be alone, but then there is my dog who has a different kind of rhythm. So instead of waiting to have my workout midday together with the company that I've done for so far, I probably have to do my workout the very first thing when I get up, or when my dog sees that I'm getting up. And I mean, my grandma will be, she lives next door, so obviously then midday when I would normally have my workout, I'll probably gonna have coffee break with her, because that's what we do. Anyways, I'm quite excited. I am outside slightly later than in the previous days, but the main point is that I get to go outside. Right, I think they're gonna come soon, so I need to do my final round. Oh, look at that! There they are! There they are! Their 30-year-old child trying to get out from here. Let's go and see what they're up to. Such a beautiful weather here though. So grateful. So grateful. It hasn't been stormy at all. It's been such a lovely weather. Like, look at that snow. The amount of snow that we've had. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing to see people, living beings, after 2 weeks. Look. Just watch this. So I wonder, quarantine in Lapland or in Cambridge?